like, subscribe, and get notified.
As Pope Francis breathed his last, on Monday, 21st April, global focus now shifts to his possible successors. In roughly 2 weeks, the College of Cardinals, the highest-ranking officials in the Church, appointed by the Pope, will gather in a conclave to choose a new Pope. Here's a step-by-step breakdown of what typically happens when a Pope dies. Death confirmation. The Camerlengo, Chamberlain of the Holy Roman Church, confirms the Pope's death. Traditionally, this was done by calling the Pope's baptismal name 3 times, but nowadays it involves a medical confirmation. Sealing the papal apartments. The papal apartments are sealed to prevent tampering with documents or personal effects. The Pope's fisherman's ring, a symbol of papal authority, is destroyed in the presence of the cardinals to prevent forgery. Funeral arrangements. The Pope's body lies in state, usually in St. Peter's Basilica, for several days. A funeral mass is held typically 4 to 6 days after the death and is attended by heads of state, bishops, and thousands of pilgrims. Seed vacant, vacancy, period. The time between the Pope's death and the election of his successor is called the seed vacant. The Camerlengo becomes the acting head of state of Vatican City during this time but has limited powers. No major decisions are made in the Church until a new Pope is elected. Conclave is called. After a 9-day mourning period, Novemdials, a conclave is called for the election of the new Pope. Only cardinals under the age of 80 are eligible to vote. They gather in the Sistine Chapel and take an oath of secrecy. The Sistine Chapel is checked for any electronic surveillance, and cardinals are sequestered, isolated, hidden away, until a Pope is chosen. Voting process. Each cardinal writes the name of his chosen candidate on a paper ballot. Ballots are counted and burned after each vote. Black smoke, from burning ballots with chemicals, means no decision. White smoke means a new Pope has been elected. Habemus Papam. Once a candidate receives 2/3 of the vote, he is asked if he accepts. If yes, he chooses a papal name. The senior cardinal deacon then announces from the balcony of St. Peter's, Habemus Papam. We have a Pope. The new Pope then appears and gives his first blessing, Urbi et Orbi, to the city and the world. Who could become the next Pope? Pietro Parolin, Italy. Parolin, 70, is the current Vatican Secretary of State and one of Italy's strongest contenders. He is well known for his diplomatic skills and could be seen as a safe pair of hands within the Church. Raymond Leo Burke, U.S. Burke, 76, was one of France's most vocal critics and is a former Archbishop of St. Louis, Missouri. He opposed any softening in the pontiff's position toward divorce, LGBTQ rights and, in 2014, said the Church had become like a ship without a rudder. Matteo Zuppi, Italy. The 69-year-old Italian cardinal could emerge as a continuity candidate if the election comes down to a contest between progressives and conservatives. He is the current president of the Episcopal Conference of Italy and is considered to be a favorite among those who want a continuation of Pope Francis' policies. Peter Turkson, Ghana. Turkson, 76, would be the first black pope in modern history. He was a frontrunner during the 2013 conclave. 2 years later, he helped to write Pope Francis' encyclical on climate change. Luis Tagle, the Philippines. Tagle, 67, is prefect of the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples and a former Archbishop of Manila. A strong advocate for greater inclusivity, he could emerge as the preferred candidate from the Church's progressive wing. Peter Erdu, Hungary. Erdu, 72, a Hungarian cardinal and Archbishop of Esztergom, Budapest, could be the preferred choice of those in the Church calling for a return to a more traditional theological doctrine.